Well, the Northern Inyo Healthcare District will be hosting a meet and greet reception introducing some of its newest healthcare providers and its acting chief executive officer, welcoming them to the community. Now, that reception is this Wednesday, October 14th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the main lobby of Northern Inyo Hospital. The physicians spotlighted during the event include Dr. Felix Karp, Dr. Martha Kim, Colleen McAvoy, Dr. Allison Robinson, Dr. Louisa Salisbury, and Sunny Sawyer. Also, Northern Inyo Hospital welcomes Dr. Kevin Flanagan, its acting chief executive officer, to the facility and the community. And again, that is on Wednesday. You can see more information on these new Northern Inyo Hospital employees in the full press release on sierrawave.net. Also, Dr. Richard Meredick will give a free talk about upper extremity wellness. That is set for this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. at the Northern Inyo Hospital Birch Street Annex. Doctor will talk about common hand, wrist, elbow, and shoulder injuries and conditions seen most often by the active population here in the Eastern Sierra. You can learn about the signs, symptoms, and popular treatment options to reduce pain and discomfort. Well, it was a great night Friday at Galt McClure Stadium in Mammoth as family, friends, and former foes gathered to honor longtime Mammoth High School baseball coach Reagan Green for his years of service, not only to the Huskies baseball team, Mammoth High School, and other sports, but also to the community. Now, Mammoth High's Chris Powell led a halftime ceremony where Coach Green's number 6 jersey was retired, and Reagan was also recognized for his induction into the CIF Southern Section Coaches Hall of Fame last year.
We're limited on time, so I'm only going to be able to give you a few of his accomplishments. First of all, one of the biggest accomplishments, Reagan's been married to his lovely wife Karen for over 40 years. They have 3 wonderful children and 6 grandchildren. Bubby, his only son, happens to be the Mammoth football coach. And again, go Mammoth tonight, huh? The support given and sacrifices made by Reagan's family have most certainly helped Reagan do what he did best, and that's mentor young people. The life skills and lessons that he helped teach all of us are so important. I got the pleasure of watching him on the sidelines, and I never would have wanted to compete against him because I would have been a lost cause. Reagan had to fight obstacles like weather, distance, and bringing up baseball in a skiing community when there was no baseball, developing a program. Reagan coached here for 25 years. He had to drive to Bishop or Big Pine 2 to 3 times a week just to practice and sometimes play the games. He held summer camps down in Crowley or wherever they could hold him just to enhance the local youth. Reagan has been a scout for several professional and college teams. He averaged 16 wins a season. 17 years in a row we made the playoffs, and that was in a division with some tough teams like Boron and Rosamond, and even competing against Kern Valley. We see representatives from those schools here tonight. Reagan's teams, again, 17 straight years, 8 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and a final. He coached other athletic teams while he was here. He helped get new fields built while he was here. He's had 21 high school players go on to college ball, with 1 becoming an All-American, 2 playing Division I ball, and 3 playing professionally. Just last year, Rob Wygod, in speaking with him, he is the CIF commissioner. When I talked with him about Reagan being inducted into the CIF Hall of Fame, he said it was a no-brainer. It was one of the easiest decisions the CIF has ever made. When Reagan is complimented for his teaching, his coaching, and his mentoring young people, his response is, it's no big deal. The kids need it, and I do it for them. Reagan, I have news for you. It is a big deal. What you've done, helping so many people throughout the years, and how you've touched all of our lives, and what you mean to so many of these people here and people that couldn't make it tonight. You've made us all better individuals. You are the definition of a class act. Thank you, Reagan.
You talk about integrity, like Bob said, in class. That's what this guy is. That's all I've ever seen, whether I was coaching against him or watching my son, Robert, play against him. Good rivalry there. Bubby, his son, played against my son, Robert. I can't tell you how exciting it is to see my son coaching Moron head football and Bubby coaching Mammoth head football. That's just really exciting. You know, but when I think about Mammoth High School in the 80s and the 90s, 4 things come to my mind. First of all, that 5-hour bus ride that we had to take, but that's nothing compared to what Reagan used to have to take because he had the furthest travel being here and going down south. Never a complaint, always came out and did his job. The other thing that always comes to my mind when I think of Mammoth High School is the great rivalry. It was really awesome between Moron and Mammoth. The wars, I would call them, in football and baseball were really special. But the good thing about it, regardless of which team won, either Moron or Mammoth, there was always class afterwards. And that always happened with Reagan. The other thing I think about, the third thing I do think about when I say football, Mammoth, is Tom Galt. And I know Tom's here tonight. He's a class act, great coach. And then the fourth thing is, of course, Reagan Green baseball. They go together. That's all there is to it. Mammoth, I don't think you understand how fortunate you were to have coaches like those two guys. And so, Reagan, this is special tonight. I missed the CIF when he made it to the Hall of Fame there at CIF, and I made sure I would be here tonight to honor him because he is an outstanding coach. When you played his teams, you knew that they were going to be fundamentally sound. They would come out swinging the bats, I guess because they were locked up in the gym, couldn't practice some days with snow, so all they could do was hit in cages in the gym. But Reagan had his teams ready to go. That's all there is to it.
He's my dad, but he's also has always been my coach and my best friend. And that's what we do together today. And he just means the world to me, and he's the reason I am where I am today. I didn't get it as a little kid. When I was my son's age here, I was just running around, and all I knew was my dad was a baseball coach and a teacher. I didn't think anything was special until I got, I don't know, 7th or 8th grade when summer would come around. It'd be every other day we'd have a knock on the door, and I'd go running down thinking it was a friend or something, and I'd open the door and it was one of my dad's old players, and probably a lot of these guys that are to the right, but basically just coming by they were in town, driving through town, but just coming by to tell my dad hello and to let him know that what he did as a coach is the reason they're where they're at today. And as a coach, I remember my dad always saying that, you know, baseball is 20% of what I'm trying to teach these kids. The other 80% is I'm trying to teach these boys life lessons, to be great husbands, to be great fathers, to be providers for their family. And that's exactly what he does, and that's what was important to him. And I got to see it every day. And if I can accomplish 50% of what my dad did, that would be good to me, because he was unbelievable and the biggest role model to me. And like I said, he's my best friend. And this is a long time coming. I'm gonna be done now. But lastly, I just want to. The other coach that needs to be up here is my mom. My mom was the biggest champ through these 30 years that you'll ever see. She, during baseball season, pretty much raised my 2 sisters and I, while my dad was trying to coach and teach these 15 to 18 kids every year. So thanks, Mom, for letting me do it, and I love you so much. And speaking for both my sisters, too, my sister's Kylie's here with her family. My older sister, Jamie, couldn't make it. But speaking on behalf of all 3 of us, he's just the best dad any kid could have. And you know, I'm just very fortunate to have somebody like my dad, who was my coach, but also my dad. So, Dad, I love you lots. I got to get in and yell at my kids and tell them to do something in the second half. So, love you lots, and this is well deserved.
So, we are tonight retiring Reagan's jersey. It'll be hung in the gym to commemorate the contributions he's made to Mammoth. We're going to take a quick picture with all the alumni out here, then we'll get off the field. The cheerleaders will do their thing, and we'll get started with the second half. So, thanks, Reagan.
Boy, what a great night that was last Friday at Galt McClure Stadium. Many congratulations going out to our friend, Reagan Green. We're going to come back with a weather report and some highlights from the Huskies Desert Mountain League opener against Boron.